There is something many people begin to notice after the age of 50. It is not necessarily pain. It is not an injury. And sometimes it does not even feel like weakness. It is simply the feeling that certain movements have started requiring a little more effort. You may notice it when bending down, when standing for a long period, when changing direction while walking, or when trying to maintain your balance while putting on pants, shoes, or stepping across an uneven surface. These small difficulties can develop gradually, and because they appear slowly, we often begin adapting our daily routines without even realizing it. We start avoiding certain movements. We use our hands more frequently for support. Our steps become shorter. We naturally choose the easiest path. The problem is that when we repeatedly avoid certain movements, the body receives less and less stimulation to maintain those abilities. And abilities that are rarely used tend to become less efficient. That is why a good exercise program after 50 should not focus exclusively on strength. It should also challenge balance, coordination, stability, and movement control. In our previous workouts, we trained important muscles including the quadriceps, glutes, calves, and several muscles responsible for lower body stability. Now we are going to continue that progression with 5 completely different movements. In this workout, we will target the back of the legs, the inner and outer hip muscles, single leg balance, controlled stepping, and a simple movement that combines strength with coordination. There is no need to perform everything perfectly. Every exercise can be modified. The goal is to find a version that challenges your body without compromising safety. Because after 50, training is not simply about doing more. It is about remaining capable of doing more throughout your life. Exercise number 1, standing hamstring curl. Let's begin by targeting the muscles along the back of the thighs. The hamstrings play an important role in movements involving both the hips and knees. They are active during walking, help control the legs, and contribute to many everyday movements. To perform this exercise, stand behind a stable chair. Lightly place your hands on the back of the chair for balance. Keep your feet approximately hip-width apart. Maintain an upright torso and look straight ahead. Now slowly transfer your weight onto one leg. Keep that supporting leg stable. With the opposite leg, slowly bend your knee and bring your heel toward your glutes. There is no need to try to touch your heel to your body. Only lift as far as you can while maintaining a comfortable and controlled movement. At the top, hold the position for approximately 1 second. Then slowly lower your foot until you return to the starting position. Try to avoid excessive movement through your hips. The goal is for most of the motion to come from bending the knee. Also avoid rushing through the repetitions. Lift slowly, contract the muscles, and lower with control. Perform approximately 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. Rest briefly. Complete 2 or 3 sets. As the exercise becomes easier, you can perform each repetition more slowly or introduce an appropriate light resistance. The important thing is maintaining control from beginning to end. Exercise number 2, standing side leg raise. Now we are going to work an extremely important area for overall stability, the muscles along the outside of the hips. These muscles help stabilize the pelvis while we walk. They also contribute to leg control whenever we need to support ourselves primarily on one foot. To perform the exercise, stand beside a chair, wall, or countertop. Use one hand for support. Keep your torso upright. Both feet should point approximately forward. Now transfer your weight onto the leg closest to your support. Keep that leg stable, but avoid completely locking your knee. With the opposite leg relatively straight, slowly lift it out to the side. You do not need to lift very high. A small, controlled movement is enough. As you raise the leg, avoid leaning your torso in the opposite direction. Imagine a vertical line running through the center of your body and try to remain as stable as possible. Lift your leg until you feel the muscles along the outside of your hip working. Hold for approximately 1 second. Then slowly return to the starting position. Do not simply allow your leg to fall back down. Control the lowering phase as well. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. Complete 2 or 3 sets. Once the exercise becomes easy, you may gradually reduce the amount of hand support or introduce an appropriate light resistance. But there is no reason to rush. Develop control first, then increase the challenge. Exercise number 3, single leg balance. The third exercise looks extremely simple, but do not underestimate it. Standing on only one leg requires several parts of the body to work simultaneously. Your ankle must make constant small adjustments. The muscles in your legs must provide stability. Your hips help control the position of your pelvis. And your brain continuously processes information about where your body is in space. That is exactly why we are going to train this ability. Stand close to a countertop, wall, or stable chair. Do not begin far away from a support surface. Keep your feet approximately hip-width apart. Focus your eyes on a fixed point in front of you. Now slowly transfer your body weight onto one leg. Once you feel stable, lift the opposite foot a few inches off the floor. You do not need to raise your knee very high. Simply lift the foot. Try to maintain this position for 10 to 20 seconds. Continue breathing normally. Avoid holding your breath. If you lose your balance, place your foot back on the floor. Reset your position and try again. Then switch sides. Perform approximately 2 or 3 attempts on each leg. If the exercise is difficult, keep one or both hands supported. As your balance improves, use only one hand. Then use only a few fingers. And only when you feel secure should you attempt short periods without support. There is no benefit in turning a balance exercise into a fall risk. Progression should happen gradually. The goal is not to discover how long you can survive without support. The goal is to teach your body to control its position more effectively. Exercise number 4, controlled step down. In our previous workout, we practiced stepping up onto an elevated surface. Now we are going to work on the opposite movement. And there is an important reason for doing this. Going up requires strength, but going down requires a great deal of control. When you walk downstairs, the muscles in your legs must control your body weight as you move downward. That is why we are going to practice a simple version of this movement. Use a low and stable step. Stand on it close to a railing or another secure surface. Keep one foot completely planted on the step. The opposite leg will remain free. Begin slowly bending the knee of your supporting leg. At the same time, lower your opposite foot toward the floor. Try to gently touch the floor with your heel. Then press through your supporting leg and return to the starting position. Perform the movement slowly. The most important part of this exercise is the lowering phase. Avoid simply allowing your body to drop. Control every part of the movement. Also pay attention to the knee of your supporting leg. Try to keep it aligned with the direction of your foot. Begin with a low step. Perform approximately 6 to 10 repetitions on each side. Complete 2 or 3 sets. If the exercise feels too difficult, reduce your range of motion. You do not need to touch the floor completely at first. Over time, as your strength and control improve, you can gradually increase the range. This exercise primarily challenges the quadriceps and glutes while developing an ability that is extremely important for stairs and changes in elevation. Exercise number 5, standing knee march. To finish the workout, we are going to use an exercise that combines strength, coordination, and balance. The standing knee march may look like nothing more than walking in place, but when performed slowly and deliberately, it requires considerable stability. Stand close to a wall, chair, or countertop. Keep your body upright and your feet approximately hip-width apart. Now transfer your weight onto one leg. Slowly raise the opposite knee. There is no need to lift it extremely high. Raise it only to a comfortable height. Hold for approximately 1 second. Then place your foot back on the floor with control. Now repeat with the opposite leg. Continue alternating sides. Try not to excessively sway your torso. Avoid performing the exercise quickly as if you were running. We want exactly the opposite. Slow movements, controlled movements, deliberate movements. Every time you lift one leg, the opposite leg must support and stabilize your body. Begin with approximately 10 knee raises on each side. Rest. Complete 2 or 3 sets. As your balance improves, gradually try using less support. You can also increase the height of your knee over time, provided that you can maintain a stable torso. This exercise can help develop coordination between your legs and improve the control required during walking. How to organize this workout? We now have 5 new movements that challenge different abilities from those targeted in our previous workouts. A simple sequence could be standing hamstring curl, 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. Standing side leg raise, 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. Single leg balance, 10 to 20 seconds on each side. Controlled step down, 6 to 10 repetitions on each side. Standing knee march, 10 repetitions on each side. If you are a beginner, start with 2 sets. Then, as your ability improves, gradually progress toward 3 sets. Rest approximately 30 to 60 seconds between exercises or whenever necessary. And there is one important principle that applies to every movement in this workout. Do not sacrifice quality simply to perform more repetitions. If you can perform 8 controlled repetitions with good technique, that is better than performing 15 repetitions while completely losing your form. Control first, then repetitions, then resistance. Following that order makes progression much more intelligent. After the age of 50, one of the most valuable things you can do for your future is continue teaching your body to perform different types of movement. Because life does not happen in only one direction. We walk forward, we step sideways, we climb, we descend, we turn, we bend down, we stand up. And during many of these movements, there is a moment when nearly the entire weight of the body must be controlled primarily by one leg. That is why developing strength without developing control can leave an important part of your training incomplete. In this workout, we began by strengthening the back of the thighs with the standing hamstring curl. Then we targeted the muscles along the outside of the hips with the standing side leg raise. We challenged body control through single leg balance. We practiced controlling our body weight while moving downward with a controlled step down. And finally, we combined balance, coordination, and movement with the standing knee march. Notice that none of these exercises requires extraordinary movements. In fact, they are based on abilities we use constantly. And that is exactly the point. Exercise can serve as preparation for everyday life. You strengthen your legs so you can continue walking. You train your balance so you can remain stable in different situations. You develop control so you can climb and descend with confidence. And you practice coordination so your movements can remain natural. But there is another important point. Do not wait until you experience a major limitation before you begin taking care of these abilities. Many people start thinking about balance only after experiencing a fall. They start thinking about strength only when standing up from a chair becomes difficult. And they begin thinking about mobility only when certain movements start disappearing. A better strategy is to train these abilities while you can still use them. Because preserving an ability is often easier than trying to rebuild it after years without stimulation. That does not mean it is too late to begin. The body can continue responding to training throughout different stages of life. But it needs a reason to adapt. Every exercise represents a small message sent to your body. When you practice balance, you are telling your body that it still needs to control its position. When you strengthen your legs, you are telling those muscles that they are still needed. When you perform movements slowly and deliberately, you are teaching your nervous system to coordinate those actions more effectively. And when you repeat that process week after week, those small messages begin to accumulate. You may not notice an enormous transformation after your first workout. Probably not after your second workout either. But that was never the goal. The real result appears through continuity. 1 week becomes a month. 1 month becomes several months. And movements that initially felt difficult may gradually begin to feel more natural. Perhaps you can balance on one leg for a few seconds longer. Maybe you can step down with greater control. Perhaps walking begins to feel more comfortable. Those are results. And they matter, not because they are going to turn you into an athlete, but because they can help you continue living independently. Always respect your limits. Use support whenever necessary. Modify your range of motion. Take breaks. And never turn exercise into a competition. If any movement causes significant pain, dizziness, or another unusual symptom, stop the activity and seek appropriate professional guidance. The goal is to build capacity, not to prove something. Because aging well does not mean never having to modify anything. It means continuing to find ways to keep your body active, strong, and prepared for the things you want to do. Every exercise you perform today may seem small, but think about what it represents. More stability, more control, more strength, more confidence, and potentially more freedom to continue making your own choices throughout the years. In the end, that is one of the greatest reasons to continue training after 50. Not simply to add years to your life, but to continue adding movement, independence, and possibilities to the years ahead.